Bang! Neeves Knives, I'm Jared, and here we're checking out the new LTK Rezult. LTK has loved them knives on YouTube. He designed this knife with Max Kachuk, and it is OEM'd by We Knife Co. Now, they did test the steel on one of the models to see if it was actually 20 CV, and yes, it is. Of course it is. And the HRC came back at 60.1 HRC. The handles are titanium, nice thick, robust, hit my camera, nice thick, robust titanium there, you can see that. And then the inlays are screwed in from the inside. You can actually see the little screws right there. So that's pretty cool. I think, and I'm not positive if there's glue or not, but I would think that if you can unscrew these and pop them out, you might be able to shape your own inlays, you know, if you were good at stuff like that, you know, just a thought. I picked the maroon one because, you know, it's my birthstone, and there is a green version, and there's only so many of each one. So there's, I think, 150 of each color, but there's only about 45 of the maroon ones left and 75 of the green ones left. Now, we'll talk about the price, because the price is actually really good on this for what you're getting. Now, remember, We Knife Co. is the one OEMing it, and they do a really good job. We're going to talk about how good of a job they did with this, including the design. So, the design and how well it was executed by We Knives. But $220 after you use the 10% discount code. You can either use my discount code or LTK's discount code, which is just LTK at White Mountain Knives. So White Mountain Knives is the one who's carrying these right now, and you have a 10% discount code that'll get you down to $220. That's not bad considering what you're getting here. These same materials are going for quite a bit more on some of We's models, you know, the ones that they design in-house or have other designers for. Anyway, so let's talk about this thing. So when it's closed, it has, you know, a nice little profile to it. It's going to fit nicely in the pocket. The clip seems like it works really, really good, and it is reversible, as you can see. So you just use that screw right there. Now it is T6s. It was too late to change to T8, so it just is what it is. We'll complain about that here in a minute. Beautiful milling. Look at that micro milling. I love micro milling. I actually like the way he did the pivot, the LTK pivot. Very cool. The button is very inset. I think this is probably the most inset button I think I've ever tried. You are not going to accidentally press this button. Even when it's open, you know, it's barely popping up. So you have to intentionally push that button to close it. You have a nice comfortable flipper tab with good jimping on it, the kind of jimping that I personally do like to see on a flipper tab. And it works good. The flipping action is great. Then you have the reverse flick with a fuller. And, you know, We Knives does a good job with their detents. We're going to talk a little bit more about that because this one's a little bit lighter than what I've been seeing from We Knives, but it's still really good. Now, one thing I really like is this fuller has a nice sharp edge on it. So when you go to flick it, it flicks really good. And then you see how this kind of hooks over? I felt like I was going to hit it on the way out, but the way it's positioned and the way it flows, it just, your finger goes right past it without a problem. Even with the thumb flick. Now with the thumb flick, if I go up really high, yes, I hit it, but I can easily get past it too. So that's cool. So the flipping action and reverse flicking action is really, really good. And like I said, you know, it's a button lock, so it's going to fall shut. It is on ceramic caged bearings. Very, very smooth on the drop. The blade sits nice and deep in the handle, but also still gives you good access to that hole. This clip point blade is going to be very versatile. It's not a trailing clip point where the clip goes all the way up here, so the tip goes down nicely. It's a straight clip point, so that's my favorite kind of clip point personally, especially for EDC. Like if we were talking about for hunting and self-defense, then it'd be different, but as far as for EDC goes, a straight clip point's my favorite. You're gonna pretty easily be able to get to the tip. It's going to slice really good. It's got pretty good geometry, beautiful sharpening tool and plunge grind, and you can also do the trigger pull right there and choke up a little bit if you really need to get up close. You can turn around and cut straps and stuff. This does kind of poke you in the hand a little bit, but you can get by. You can get by just fine with it. So ergos are really, really good, and I gotta say, I don't even feel the clip. in the hand, this, I mean, I notice it, I know it's there, but it is not uncomfortable whatsoever. Very, very comfortable in the hand. You know, just the thickness and the depth and the, you know, the broadness is all a good size and thickness for a hand. So let's get into some negatives. Let's start doing some bitching. I don't want to do too much bitching because I'm about to see LTK here in just a few days at Blade Show. So, you know, and I still want him to buy me a drink at the pit. So anyways, I'm kidding, obviously. So my complaints are T6s, and LTK already knows that. T6s, we want T8s, of course. It just is what it is. You know, is it that big of a deal? Not really, but, you know, I would prefer T8s. Now, the next thing is, as I was saying earlier, the detent is a little bit softer than I've been seeing from WE knives. And, you know, I can bring up many examples of the button locks that I've gotten recently or over the past 6 months that, you know, have had a little bit clickier of a detent. Like, here's an example just really quick, and this isn't even WE knife, this is Civivi, but listen to this. So it just has a little bit more pop to it. Now, this one's not bad. Like I said, this is not bad at all. And it still flips really good. But I think the flipper tab, if it was just slightly, and I mean, I'm talking about very, very little here, slightly higher, like that high, instead of this high, that high, man, the leverage point would be perfect for this flipper tab, but it's still good. Like, I'm not saying it's bad. It's not even a complaint that it's bad. I guess I'm just saying something that would possibly, you know, increase it a little bit without taking it away. Because once you flip it open, you gotta, you know, deal with it on this side, right? Because the higher it is over here, the lower it is right here, and the more it's gonna push your hand back. So that's all things you gotta put in account. And I will say, when it's open, it's in the best position. I feel very comfortable here. The choke up spot's nice and comfortable. So it's well executed in the open position, but I just can't help but think I wish there was just a little tiny bit more leverage in it on the opening. But it's, man, like I said, it's still really good. And it's still breaking in because, and that's another thing, you know, the more a button lock breaks in, the snappier this thing is gonna get. So, and you know, it's brand new. Now, I did feel a tiny hint of up and down, and this is just showing you how it's, you know, still breaking in, because now it seems to have gone away. It is rock solid. But when I first opened it up, I did feel, and it was a tiny bit, something you'd kind of expect from a button lock, but now it's just as solid as any other WE knife. So, you know, that's just a break-in thing. Not a problem with that. You know, that's the way it goes. But all in all, super duper solid knife. I like it quite a bit. I love the ergonomics, the blade shape, and you know, the action's really good. So I'm very happy with how it is executed and the job done. Now, the HRC 60.1. That's, you know, it's decent considering what we see from 20CV. You know, LTK's done a lot of testings, and he says he's only seen 62 one time, you know, so it's kind of a unicorn, which does suck because, you know, we want to see it between 61 and 62, right? That's what we want to see it at. I'm going to send some 20CV in to get HRC tested as well from WE knives because I want to see some more results, but 61 would be a little bit better, and I would be happier with that. Now I think they advertise their steels between 59 and 61. I think that's what they do. So it's still in their range. So they're in their advertised range. So there's no, you know, I can't complain that they're doing exactly what they said, right? So happy to see that they're doing what they said and it's not lower than what they advertised. But I would just love to see it at 61. You know, it's just, the beast comes out of M390 and 20CV when you start hitting 61. You know, when you get to 60, between 61 and 62, that's where the animal comes out of 20CV. And it's not that it's bad at 60, it's not bad at all. It's still really good. And I've sharpened up and tested a lot of 20CV. I'm actually testing some right now. Well, some M390. But the thing is, though, is that you see, and I know I'm ranting now, the video's going on forever, but you see a lot of variation with M390 and 20CV. And it's kind of off the charts crazy. Like, you can get some M390 that will take nowhere near as sharp of an edge as another M390 or 20CV, and then it won't cut nowhere near as long as another 20CV. So it starts making you look at 20CV and M390 like, you know, is it a good steel if it's not reliable across the board? And yes, it's still a good steel. It's just, the question is it a good steel for production knife companies? I'll say for WE knives, I don't think they do a horrible job with it. I've heard a bunch of people complaining and stuff. I personally, from what I test and everything, I'm not saying they have the longest lasting 20 CV edge retention of all companies. I'm not saying that at all. But they do a decent job with it. You know, it always sharpens up really good. It always takes a really good edge. From my test, it always holds a good edge. Like I said, I'm not saying it holds it the longer than the best, you know, longer than maybe Spyderco's or Riats, but, you know, it still holds up pretty good. And then when you consider what some of these USA companies are running their M390 and 20 CV at, man, oh man, it makes you feel good about 60. That's all I gotta say. It makes you feel good to have 60. So, and listen, I give WE knives crap every video about the HRC. I do. But I gotta give them credit because it is still pretty decent. They do a decent job with their steels. So anyways, I don't want to keep ranting. This video's gone on long enough. Shout out to LTK. I'm going to link his channel down in the description. Definitely go and check his channel out. He does all kinds of HRC tests and steel tests, and you'll find out if that weird company that you bought off of Amazon, are they lying? Is their steel real? What's their HRC? You can find out all that information on LTK. That is one thing that he provides to this community that we rarely see from anybody else. So it's great information, and he's putting in work, and I appreciate it very much, because when I came into this community, he was one of my #1 channels to watch because of that reason, because I could go there and I could find out, hey, is this company that I bought a knife from, is this even real steel? And guess what? There's been times I found out, no, it was not. It was not the steel that they advertised. So you know, we're very thankful to have LTK in the community. Like I said, his channel will be linked down in the description. Until next time, peace.